Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz. Change of location, change of format and change of fortune for the Indian women's side as they were able to dominate against the Australian side in the first T20 international. India won the toss and elected to bowl first, and it seemed like a great decision when they had the Aussies at 4 for 35. Australia found a way to recover slightly, but in the end were bowled out for 141. Then Smriti Mandhana and Shafali Verma, coming back into the Indian side, were able to dominate and make the chase light work as they were able to win by 9 wickets with 14 balls remaining. Titas Sadhu being brought into the Indian side, an under-19 player, has played a handful of games for her country already, but she wasn't overawed by the opposition or the occasion. Out of the first 4 wickets that the Aussies lost, she picked up 3 of them. Then Phoebe Litchfield and Elise Perry, they seem to be playing at a different level. They were able to rotate the strike, hit some big sixes, and actually got the Australians up to a decent total before they both got out. 79 runs stand between the two of them, Phoebe Litchfield unfortunately going one shy of another half century. Then India's catching, it was on point, and thank goodness they have certainly improved and learnt from the ODI series, and it was really the core, and they're not sisters, that were able to take the majority of the catches. The skipper, 4 catches for her, and Harmanpreet Kaur 2. And then for India, it was a faultless chase, with Smriti Mandhana and Shafali Verma teaming up again, 2 players that we know have dominated oppositions and dominated against the Australian team. They both played their role extremely well and looked like they were going to chase down the total without losing a wicket. In the end, Smriti Mandhana just falling 5 runs short of the total. I have 2 standout players from the Indian side. First, Titas Sadhu. I mentioned about the wickets that she picked up, but when you think of it's Mooney, McGrath and Gardner, and the last 2 were in the same over and both went for ducks, just shows you the class of her. And then also to come back on and remove Annabelle Sutherland, the Australians bat deep. I thought she was able to shape the ball nicely away from the right-handed, albeit just enough to get her away from the middle of the bat. She is a bright prospect for the Indian side. And then Shafali Verma. Great to see her coming back into the side. She would have been bitterly disappointed not to be part of the ODI series, but to take her opportunity in the first T20 international and then to play that aggressive brand, it's great to see. Well, India learnt their lesson from the ODI series because their catching was amazing in the first T20 international. They didn't put any catches down and they took the ones that absolutely came their way, which was great to see. So all the preparation they've been doing behind the scenes has worked. For the Aussies, that having lost that first T20 international, they'll look back at their performance, and even though they were 4 for 33, they were able to get themselves back, but they didn't probably rotate the strike enough. 7 sixes, which is great, but there's probably plenty of dot balls that they weren't able to score off. And then finally, the Aussies wouldn't have seen too much of Titas Sadhu, so they will look at her footage, they will come up with their plans. I'll be fascinated to see what they come up with. Well, we don't have to wait too much longer for the second T20 international. India in the box seat, having won the first one. The second T20 at the same location, great crowd that came in. Can India win the T20 series? It would be the perfect preparation for the T20 World Cup, which is taking place this year in October. But the Australians, they fight back, and they fight back hard. It is going to be a fascinating game. Tune in to Cricbuzz for the recap.